Brought to you by Launchpod Media.
Hello and welcome back to the Launchpod Media YouTube channel where we talk about how to help your podcast grow. And if you haven't started one yet, hopefully get you motivated to start one. So today I'm DK and this is my friend Johnny. We're owners of a company called Launchpod Media where we help businesses promote their brand and market their brand through podcasts. We have a huge record of great stats and thousands, millions of downloads across all of our shows that we manage. And so I think we have the tools and the skills and the knowledge necessary to help you get started. But today, this episode is all about taking your first baby steps into starting your episode. Now, the first thing that we want to talk about is at this point, you've probably already done some research in your market, finding out who you're marketing to, who your demographic is. So now it's time to sit down and record your episode. Oh my gosh, this is probably so nerve-wracking for you. You've never done this before. You're going to think your voice is weird. You're going to be like, I have no idea what I'm talking about. You might be a total theoretical expert on a subject, but once you sit down in front of a microphone, it's gonna feel totally different. Or you might be totally natural. And if that's the case, great for you. But guess what?
Your first couple episodes are gonna suck. Straight up, like, we're not gonna sugarcoat it for you. Your first couple episodes are gonna totally and utterly suck. Like, I think one of the people come to me is like, how can I make my episodes sound super nice? Like, this is my first couple episodes. I want it to be super great. So when people listen to my first episode, they're like, wow, she's amazing. He's amazing. Guess what? You're amazing, but your podcast isn't, and that's okay.
So here's the thing. We just really honestly want you to push to start a podcast. There's so many great reasons to start a podcast. We have another episode right here that you can click on that shows why you should start a podcast. But the main thing is, why wouldn't you want to start a podcast? There's so many great things. You could potentially become a thought leader within the sector that you work in. I have a lot of friends that actually got a job that pays better than their current job because of a podcast. We have friends that have sold products because of a podcast.
Yep.
We've also had friends that just met really cool people. Nothing else much came out of it, but met really cool people, and it was a really fun experience for them. We've also met people that had bad stutters or bad things that was going on for them that they were able to overcome because they took the courageous step forward and started a podcast.
But the whole purpose of this is not to become motivational. I'm not a motivational speaker, and DK is a little more hype than I am, but like, the whole idea here isn't just to be like, hype you up, let's get you started on a podcast right now. It's, from my perspective, it's a logical step. If you want to market yourself, if you want to tell your story, if you want to be one of the first people on a platform, now's the time to jump on a podcast. And honestly, if you think your podcast is going to suck and it may not be absolutely a fantastic show, the only way you're actually going to get better is if you actually go out and do it. When I first wanted to start my podcast, I was telling my wife all these ideas I had mapped out the first couple of 30, 40 episodes. I had planned everything super meticulously to get my show going. And I was like, I'll probably start here in a year when I have a lot more research under my belt. I was still in my undergrad and I was trying to talk about my topic that I was going to major in. And she's like, why don't you just start now? I was like, well, I don't have the experience. And she's like, you're not going to have the experience and actually be good at it unless you go out there and do it. A lot of people can tell you, go ahead, keep trying to do this show, keep trying to actually make something happen. But if you're not actually going out there and doing it, then you're not going to improve. Your show's not going to get any better. And if you don't put it out there, then nothing's actually going to happen, period.
And I think one of the best things to talk about right now is the fact that podcasts are a long-term project. Now, you're not going to find 50,000 new Instagram followers because you released only 3 months of episodes.
Yep.
That's not the case. I mean, just like YouTube, you don't subscribe to our channel or other channels because we put out one good episode that you love. You've probably seen that YouTube video that has hundreds of millions of plays, but the channel that posted it only has 3,000 subscribers. That's because people subscribe to channels and content because they know you're going to continue to put out good quality material and potentially even get better over time. Now, if I put out one good episode, one good podcast, you probably won't subscribe to me for a long term. So make sure that you just keep going, you're consistent. And I also want to talk a little bit about fear. Everybody has fear, everybody's scared of starting, but fear is total BS. It's holding you back from reaching your potential. Every human feels like they have a limit of what they can become. I'm telling you right now, there is no limit. You make what you do.
There's a limit. there's straight up a limit. But there's no way you're going to actually meet it unless you get started.
Let's do it. So get started on your podcast. Get started right now, today. We challenge you. Start your recording your first episodes.
And when you record it, take episode 1 and drop a link in the comments because we want to hear how crappy you sound.
And we want to give you advice and actually help you do good. We want to help you do well. That is the whole point of this. That's why we're doing this all for free, just for you. Good luck. Keep podcasting.
Start your damn podcast.